Okay, Russell has requested, Russell's my wine mate. He likes wine like me, but he likes botrytis.
Does he wine like you?
He's from Oregon, and they've got bushfires going through there at the moment, so it's really, really bad. But moving on, so this is for you, Russell. You have requested E for esky, and look, I've found a technically it's not an esky, but it will have to do. So this is my Nutella bag, and yeah, so this is what it looks like. So as you know, I explained to you that Nutella has a factory here at Lithgow, which is west of the Dividing Range, west of the Blue Mountains, because we have all these hazelnut trees in the Riverina. So yeah, so moving on, E for esky. So what's an esky, honey?
Technically speaking, this is a cool bag. Esky traditionally is a foam box with a handle and lid, generally big enough for either 6 or 12 cans and a Vegemite sandwich.
No, you don't put the Vegemite sandwich on it because it will go cold and it will be yucky to eat.
Yeah, no, but there's enough room for a Vegemite sandwich.
But I'd have another a wine bottle or something in there. Yeah, so when you go out and have a nice weekend with friends and family, you got to bring your own alcohol. Okay, you don't expect your host at a large gathering to supply your own grog. It's not the way to do it here, is it?
And most people have a wide variety of substances.
Yeah, and tastes. So that's why we use an esky, so we can bring our own grog. You can bring as much grog as you like. It's usually in the blue and white, isn't it? Yeah, blue and white. And some of them have become fancy now. They've got, wheels at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've even got red, blue, white and red.
So you'll see at a gathering, we're not French, blue, white and red indeed.
Really?
So at a gathering, say somebody's got a large backyard, you'll see all these eskies lined up against the wall, okay? And you don't touch another person's esky, okay? That's a big no-no.
Very big no-no.
Yeah, I mean, it's like touching somebody's
car.
Yeah, you don't touch somebody else's esky, even though, hey, maybe you like their beer or their wine. You can't just go and pick up their beer or wine. You kind of have to ask politely if you can have a drink, and they'll probably tell you to bugger off.
Basically.
Yeah, because you should have brought your own beer and wine.
If you don't have enough grog, then it's your fault.
Yeah, that is your fault. Oh, I forgot something with the other video to Minnie.
What?
About the bears. We may have to do a follow-up to that one. The Bundy. There's a famous brand here called Bundaberg Rum, but we call them Bundy. And they have a polar bear on the logo.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll just tag Minnie on this and say,
you maybe should. And we can also say we do have bears in Australia.
Yep.
We have the Bundy bear, who's also our national drop bear.
Yeah.
Because he drops in on Swedish tourists.
And the other one?
And the other one is a very famous TV star bear called Humphrey B. Bear.
Yeah, who's got no ducks.
He's got no pants.
Yeah, that's it.
And he's a kid show. Figure that one out.
All right, so I think we've talked about the esky. Oh, I have to talk about cultural appropriation. So what does esky short for, honey?
Esky.
Okay, it is technically short for Eskimo. That was the name of the brand. So I know there'll be a lot of judging going on because it is cultural appropriation. So the esky brand that's being sold here has got a picture of an Eskimo in full, gear. So they're probably Inuits, okay? But look, it's become part of the lingo. And speaking of cultural appropriation, at the UN, the diplomats still use Sherpa, okay? So that's also cultural appropriation or misappropriation at the highest level. So I don't think we should be feeling too bad that we call our eskies esky. What do you think? Maybe it's a compliment to the Inuits that they have inspired us. Or well,
to put a picture of them on a phone box.
Yeah, or well, they're if it's brand approved by people from the cold north, I reckon, as a marketing tool. Anyway, I wanted to say hi to David from Melbourne and Joe from Wellington, who are my new. Well, Joe is a new mate of mine because, you know, he welcomed me back after my suspension today. So Joe and David, because you know Kiwis, and they are Kiwis. And Russell, the context here is I'm encouraging Joe to create a Kiwi playlist to go along with the Strine playlist. So if Joe does, we will have to follow Joe on his YouTube channel on how to
Speak Kiwi.
exactly, because Mr. Martin did talk about cuds the other day.
Yeah. And technically speaking, this would be a chili bin.
Yes. So you see Russell and Meanie and whoever's watching this, we call them Eskies in this country. And I think technically a chili bin does make sense when you think about it.
It's a cold bin.
Yeah. So basically, I think, you know, some of the Kiwi phrases and lingo are probably more accurate, except for the batch. I don't get the batch thing because it's not a bachelor pad, it's a weekender. But I think I'm digressing.
You are.
So anyway, Joe and David, if you decide to do a Kiwi playlist, let me know before I get banned again, and then I'll follow you on YouTube.
Done.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you say goodbye in Kiwi? I don't remember.
I have no idea.
Oh, what are their thongs? What do they call them?
Jandals.
Oh, jandals, yeah. I thought they were called jangles or something. All right, yeah. So Russell, please encourage the Kiwis to create a Kiwi playlist because I cannot speak for them. You know, they've got a totally different lingo in comparison to us.
Could be like the Bledslow Cup.
The bloody slow cup. We know we did discuss that this morning.
You know, but they would mean they would win and we would lose.
You know, I don't mind. As I've explained to Joe, my heartbreak was 2003 with the Wilkinson drop goal, and that was just a heartbreaker. So I don't mind if we kind of lose to the Kiwis because rugby is their national sport and they have to be good at something.
Oh, unintentional deep.
And look, we've got 3 other
Ouch.
sports we're good at, so I don't mind as long as the Southern Hemisphere beat the Poms. I think we're good. We're good.
We good.
We're good.
Unless you're English.
Okay. All right. Bye for now.
See ya.
Catch you later, and I'll upload F for Strain soon. Bye.
Yep.